that this has happened many a times before. So the outcome was anticipated. But at the same time, I found it especially disturbing to see the sort of media event that emerged around the verdict. It seemed as though people were less interested in justice, however they thought justice would work out, and were more interested in observing and documenting the spectacle. A sort of freakish, voyeuristic interest in Black pain, misery, and suffering. I decided to opt out. If you follow me on Twitter, if you're friends with me on Facebook, I made a post a half hour before the verdict was issued to say that I will not feed into the media event that's taking place. And why? I'm tired. Think about what I've been told in just the last couple of years. That if you are Black, male or female, brown, male or female, you're suspicious if you walk down a street in a well-to-do middle or upper middle class neighborhood. That you're suspicious if you're holding a telephone that might look like a weapon. You're suspicious if you're standing in the vestibule or doorway of your own apartment in a New York City tenement. You're suspicious if you're holding a toy gun in a Walmart in a state that is an open carry state. You are suspicious if you walk down the middle of the street in broad daylight. You are suspicious for all of these reasons and so many more. I think of Renisha McBride in Detroit or Jonathan Farrell in Charlotte, who were suspicious for seeking assistance after being involved in car accidents late at night. The response is always similar. I feared for my life, and I thought I had to do something to protect myself. I'm tired. I've seen this from New York City, my own home. I've seen it in Charlotte, where I now call home, the Charlotte metropolitan area. I've observed it from afar in Detroit, in Oakland, in Los Angeles, for all of my adult life, one after another. One of the most poignant signs, or two of the most poignant signs that I've seen in demonstrations across the nation, one from a Black woman who said, "I can't believe that I still have to protest this shit." And another from a man, "Justice for," and there was a blank. And he wrote underneath, "I left it blank because there will be someone else." Unfortunately, no matter your social class, no matter your level of educational attainment, no matter your individual achievements or merits, you are still in the skin that you are in. And as a people in this country for time immemorial, we have been constructed as less intelligent, violent prone, criminal, perverse, shiftless, no good, go along to get along type folk. This is how we are seen before we open our mouths. That is not a statement of opinion. That is a statement of social scientific fact. And I'm tired. Last night, instead of watching the verdict or the grand jury announcement, which I anticipated would not result in a trial, I listened to my wife. My wife is 38 weeks pregnant on Thursday. Our son is due to be born on Thursday, December 4th. And my wife cried last night. And she cried again this morning. Her birthday, by the way. Because she is fearful of the world that her son is coming into. Because, you know, we say, well, we'll pray for our son and our daughter. We'll do what we can to protect our son and our daughter. But Mike Brown's mother prayed for him. They say, well, you know, the problem is you don't have Black men taking responsibility for their children. Trayvon Martin had a father who was involved in his life. Michael Brown had a father and stepfather who were involved in his life. That did not save them. Well, if you pull up your pants and speak the King's English, that will not save you. And so I'm finding myself trying to make sense of this because you want to feel as though you have some control over your destiny. But it gets old. It gets tired. And so when I think about the world that my daughter is in now, I think about the world that my son is being born into you, I look at you and I see hope. Because you are the people that are going to shape the world in which my children will live, work, and play. If you want to see change, the brother said it, first look within. What are my biases? What are my shortcomings? And am I using all of my resources to make this a better world? And to those who would say to black people in their moment of pain and grief and anguish yet again, that you need to be concerned about black on black crime because black people are killing black people and I don't see demonstrations. If a tree falls in the woods and there's no one there to see it, does it make a sound? If the national media are not in black communities when they are in moments of crisis and organizing, and you don't hear of it, does that mean it didn't take place? So that's a false assumption. Moreover, while African Americans are more likely to die at the hands of African Americans, whites are more likely to die at the hands of whites. 93% of black homicide victims are killed by blacks, and 88% of white homicide victims are killed by whites. I don't see a national outcry about white-on-white crime. There's nothing wrong when recognizing the situation for what it is. It is a racial issue. It is a class issue. And it is not something reserved strictly for African American boys and men. Because there are a host of black girls and black women who have also fell victim at the hands of law enforcement. According to the Malcolm X Grassroots Project in 2012, a black person was killed by law enforcement or security every 28 hours. Every 28 hours. So you can leave the blank because there will be someone else. Because there's always someone else. But I am tired of this. And I'm tired of being told as a demonstrator, as a concerned citizen, that I ought to be calm and cool and collected. Tell that to the damn cops. Because as a 14-year-old in New York City, we were frisked because someone yelled, "Fuck the police." No probable cause, a clear violation of my First Amendment rights, which protect freedom of speech and political speech at that, a violation of my Fourth Amendment rights because we were not doing anything that made us suspicious other than being black, sitting on a bench in a projects and questioning the authority of law enforcement. As a graduate of Syracuse University, I was frisked on the side of the road for being in a vehicle because they got a call and we fit the description. We always fit the description. Suspect, 6'2", 200 pounds. I'm 5'8", 190. Looks sort of similar. So for those of you who are outside the community and wonder why it seems like black folk are always talking about race, it's exhausting listening to people talk about race, listening to people make this a racial issue, and here comes Al Sharpton, he's the biggest racist of all. If you're tired of hearing black people talk about race and injustice and inequality, imagine how fucking tired we are of living with it. Thank you.